Today I'm giving you a comprehensive guide on scarves, and we're going to talk about how to tie them and how to wear them. And I'm doing this because, but let me just detour and say, look at me, elegant necklace, nice jumper, microphone. Well, we're going to put up with it because you wouldn't be able to hear me if I didn't have the microphone. So one of you asked me, you said, I've got a beautiful neck scarf, but I haven't got the confidence to wear it. Any suggestions, Anne-Marie? I think that's true of many of us, isn't it? You know, we go to these gift shops or we go to these stores and we buy the scarves, and then we just, well, how do we wear it? And it's just so easy to do that thing. You just wrap it around and you bundle yourself up in it and you use it for warmth, which is a good idea, because actually many modern ways of wearing scarves is actually a lot shorter, which is not practical because sometimes we actually want a scarf to warm our bellies. So having them wound around and long may not be fashionable, but it can be very, very practical for that extra layering warmth. And the other way of wearing a long scarf, or reason to wear a long scarf, if you're running from the gym to the car or to the supermarket after you've been to the gym and you have got, say, leggings and a short top, a scarf like this can help you disguise the front of you that you don't want to be seen in your leggings. So how are we not wearing a scarf in 2023? That is one way, isn't it? Long and around and hanging down. And these are all of a likeness, aren't they? This is what I was doing, this is what we were doing. You've got to have a scarf to match an ornamental bike that you just come across when you're out on a walk. We were wearing them with cardigans, and isn't that a little bit dated now? And we wore them with moto jackets, and that was okay. What I would do now, though, is not throw those scarves out. I would keep them still for warmth, and I would keep them for wearing with leggings. But I would also keep them and wear them around twice, so they then come shorter, and that is easy. But talking about a neck scarf, well, a tiny little silk type neck scarf, we can wear those just to vuv up a t-shirt, vuv up a sweater, a very plain sweater. I've worn them before, but what I do need, a little short neck scarf is going to look quite preppy, so I need my outfit not to look preppy because I'm sort of more casual and natural. So if I'm going to use a preppy little neat little knot around my neck, either hanging it, the scarf down or around, I'd be wanting to do that with a casual outfit and making sure I'm putting a casual jacket over the top. Now, one way I've used one of my long scarves that I was talking about, the long scarf that we were all buying and was wearing hanging down. A few years ago, I used it to disguise a very plain sweater that was looking very square on me and shapeless. And I felt it needed a bit of lengthening and elongating and slimming. And using a scarf by triangling it and then putting the triangle at the front sort of neatened and slimmed the look of the sweater. It was a bit of a disguise, and I'll link that video at the end because that I felt worked for that jumper to make it less boxy. One thing I do like still, even some might say it's passé because it was something everyone was doing in the past, but I still think it doesn't I don't think it not works. I think it really does work. Is pattern contrast. So if I'm wearing a stripe, it may be that I would use a floral scarf to go with it, and I still think that is a fabulous look. And the t-shirt, the stripe might be a jumper or it might be a t-shirt, both of which are casual. So the scarf, a little neck scarf with some flowers on, or a pattern of any sort that contrasts the stripe, actually would be quite a chic but casual chic way of wearing it. And I think that if you're starting out wearing scarves, that's the way to do it, to start by just adding them in a little way to your casual outfits to get your confidence with them. For instance, here are two colours that don't suit me, and I could use a neck scarf, a little neck scarf, to actually brighten my face. So taking a small square neck scarf, just simply, so fold one end of the scarf in, fold the other end of the scarf in, fold again and fold again until you've got a long line, and then you're going to just simply put the scarf around your neck, give it one knot in the front and then give it another knot in the front to secure it. And with a collared blouse, I would be wearing the scarf just in the front, in the little V at the front. With a t-shirt, I could do that at the front or at the side. And then you've got another colour against your face. If you remember these long rectangular scarves, we would, you know, put them around our neck and wear them long, such as I'm showing here. What we might want to do, if we're a bit chilly round the neck, is actually turn this into an infinity scarf. But also, infinity scarves aren't very current, but it's something we can do just under a jacket or just to fill up our neck there if we're a little bit chilly. So fold your oblong scarf, rectangular scarf, in half, and then take one corner and the tie with the opposite corner of the other side. Do a double tie, left over right, right over left, etc., etc. Tie the other two ends together as well, other two corners, so then you've got 2 knots, and then put that round your neck with the knot at the back and wind around as many times as that knot will allow you to do it. I can put a jacket over the top, and then we've got a scarf once again that's actually brightening our face, wearing colours that don't suit us, but also adding some warmth. And this is not that old-fashioned infinity scarf that is wound around twice and then hangs down as 2 very separate loops, if you remember what I mean. This is, the infinity element is just merely a way of tying it at the back just to make sure it's secure, and then you're winding it around to actually give yourself some volume and oomph here at the throat, keep you a little bit warm, add some colour to your outfit, and I think quite natural for us. Now, to wear this scarf long, just loose, hanging around the neck, I would only do that with a long coat. So with a trench coat, it might brighten up a trench coat to just have it hanging long. However, if the scarf is actually too long, one of the things I've done in the past is actually just then put a knot in here as it's hanging down. And again, I think that's something that works for casual people, because we're just not showing, we're not saying we've made a big effort, we're very preppy, we're very, very neat. We're saying I put on a scarf very casually, very easily, but it looks good. Now I'm going to show you another look with a scarf that I think works for us as well, us casual people. A little bit more preppy. So taking a long square scarf, just triangle it, and then we're going to wrap it around our neck with the triangle at the front. Bring the ends around to the front and then cross them over the hanging down V to tie right in front of it, and double tie to secure it. I think that's slightly preppy, but actually suits us casual people, and it's so easy as well, really easy. We need elegant, easy looks. We need looks that say, this looks great, but I haven't put a lot of effort into it. That's what we casual people really need. And I think this does it, because it's just vroom around, da-da-da. Taking a square scarf and triangling it and then rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling, we end up with a scarf like this. Fold it in half and put it around the neck. Then take one end and put it through your loop, take the other end and tie the two together. And that's quite neat. That's a bit more preppy, but I feel comfortable in that. That's very casually wound round and thread through and tied. I feel fine in that. And you can put it at the front and put it at the side. Right, taking a long linen woolen type scarf, not too thick. We put it around our neck with one end slightly shorter than the other. We wind the longer end around again, and then here you'll find you've got a loop that you can thread the other side through. Now, a simple one I've used a lot over the years is just putting it around the neck, one end's shorter than the other, winding the long end around, and then popping one side up over through the front loop. But you can see this is not a neat scarf. This is fast. This is just going to go out the door and very, very fast with no special effects. And it's not that neat for we petites. It's a really bit of a scruffy look with a scarf. There's another easy one. Taking that scarf again, put a knot in the front, in the middle, Place that around your neck with the knot at the front of your neck. Loosen the knot a bit because then it will be easier for you to manipulate the scarf once it's on. Tuck the ends around, bring them forwards. And you'll see you've got 2 loops in your figure of 8 at the front. So you can thread one end through the far opposite loop and the other end through the other opposite loop. And that shortens your scarf. So if you're small and petite, once you've taken your coat off and you're wearing, say, a jumper, for warmth, a scarf like this is neat on us, it's neat. And this sort of weight scarf as well is good for a petite because it's not big and bulky and woolen and swamping us. And that would look great under a coat. Now I can do the same knot with a silk scarf. So this is a largish square silk scarf that I triangled and then wound to make some long lengths of the scarf. And doing the same thing, knot in the front, wind it around our neck again, and then tuck the ends through the figure of 8 once again. Opposite, they cross over, those ends cross over and go in the opposite loop of the figure of 8. And then you just pull it and arrange it. And now this scarf is not for warmth, this is to accessorise our outfit. And it could be that you're wearing a top that doesn't suit you, and so to be closer to your face, you'd choose a scarf to actually then use a colour close to your face, or it could be to fill a gap in an outfit. Maybe you've got a bare neck, I haven't got a necklace on. It could be for a little bit of warmth in a chilly room, or just a style sensation. Now, next one is quite bulky, but it's quick and easy, and underneath the coat it's going to be fine if you want to get out the door really quickly. So, holding the scarf in half, and then put it around your neck and then pull both ends through the loop at the front and arrange. But it doesn't create a nice neat knot for those of us who are small, or for anybody really. I mean, obviously it doesn't create a nice neat knot. It's a loose, just do quick, functional scarf tie. Now taking that scarf again, putting it around your neck from the front, and then bringing the ends down to the front. With both ends the same length, pull the loop at the front forwards more to give you more space. Twist it to create a loop. One end over the top and into the loop. Then take the other side and pop that over and in through the loop, and then adjust. And we can do that with a neck scarf as well. So taking the silk scarf that's a square, wrapping it so we've got some length, pull the front into a loop, figure of 8, and then put each end through that figure of 8. And then you're going to pull up, and it's a bit like pushing up a tie. You know, if you were wearing a tie, it's that action, just to bring it up closer to your neck. And taking a long scarf again, one end shorter than the other, wrap the long end around and bring it forwards, holding the shorter end still. Then you've got a side loop, and you can take the long end across the front of the short end, in through the loop. Then because that's sideways, you can hang that at the back and have the shorter one down the front. So a very small neck scarf, triangle it and then wind it so you've got some length. Put it around your neck, and then you're going to put one end around 2 fingers. Then take that same end and tuck it through the 2 fingers, the hole created by the 2 fingers, and take the far end and bring that through the loop created by the 2 fingers. Then pull, and of course arrange. And that could be forwards, or you could have it at the side. So now this one is a plait, and we take a long thin scarf from the front, wind it round our neck, leaving a long loop at the front. Then you create a figure of 8 with that front loop, bring one end through the loop, but you're not going to bring it all the way through. You're going to hold it from the middle and pull it up through the loop, creating a smaller loop with that bit that you've pulled through. Then you take the other side of the scarf and pull that up through the smaller loop. Then adjust it, and you've got a plait, which is pretty neat actually, very neat and very unusual. So you tell me how you wear scarves.